Good morning, everyone. It's Karen. This morning, it is Monday. I believe it is June 23rd. It is a hot and humid, steamy morning already. We have had a heat advisory now for the last few days, and it's going to be running till Friday. So this morning, I'm going to put a lovely chuck roast in my air fryer this morning. I've already dry brined it with Redmond salt last night, and I let it dry brine in the fridge overnight. I also put it out on the counter for about an hour or so to bring it up to more room temperature so that when I put it in my air fryer, it will cook more evenly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my air fryer to roast at 175, and I will do it for 45 minutes on one side, and I'll turn it over and put it 45 minutes on the other side. So let's get started. So here I've got my air fryer out. I'm going to use the roast cycle. I'm going to roast it at 175. And I'm going to do it for, I'm going to see if I can get it to go to 90 minutes. Come on. All right, let's have some cooperation here. So I'm going to set it so that it will turn. And let's warm her up. So as you can see, here she is. It's a pretty good size. About 2 days ago, I put one in the air fryer. I did it at 175 on one side and then 200 on the other side. So yeah, it's a steamy day today already. And so I'm going to go ahead and get this meat cooked ahead of time. I do have the AC on at 70, but it'll get a little sticky in here for a little bit, but not bad. At the same time, roasting my chuck roast at 175 low and slow seems to do a lot better. Oop, time to put it in. So we're just gonna plop her into the air fryer here. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and salt it a little more. It's surprisingly how much salt you actually can use or need. So she's going to go for an hour and a half, and at the half point, she will let me know I need to turn it. So I've already had my morning coffee this morning, and I also went out and watered my tomato plants that are on the porch. And I have watermelons out in the yard too. I don't know how they're going to grow or how they're going to do, but I watered them this morning as well. My video from yesterday, or from yesterday evening, where I had the two cats outside, the white cat belongs to the neighbors, and the gray and white one, he doesn't seem to belong to anybody. He was here when I first saw the property, and the people who lived here had left me a note saying that they hadn't abandoned him, that he wasn't theirs, but to love him if I wanted to, and so I do. I feed them a couple times a day, and I don't mind. It's fine. With the male, the gray and white one, he had ear mites when I first moved here, so I got medication to put in his ears, and I've also been giving him a topical for fleas and ticks and stuff like that. He's not happy about it, but his ears aren't all jacked up anymore. He doesn't have ticks or fleas on him anymore. And he does hang out here on my property quite a bit. He might even be out there he was out there this morning. Let's see if he's still there. So yeah, there he is. Hey Bubba, how you doing this morning? Oh, such a big yawn. Big yawn. Such a good boy. So yeah, I've given him some love and food, and he doesn't drink water. He hasn't been drinking water. So what I have been doing is putting some wet food in a bowl with some water, and he laps that right up without a problem. My tomato plants are doing pretty good. I have 11 of them up here on the deck. Oh, somebody wants some pets. Somebody wants some pets. Want some scratches, buddy? Huh? Want some scratches? Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Sunshiny day. It's real beautiful out. There's one of my watermelons. And then a cup of water. Where are you going? Gonna go hide under the car for the day? Go wandering. There's two more. There's a couple over there. And a couple of them I put in the yard where the flags are. I had them out in the old goat field out there. However, they weren't doing very good. They didn't get enough sun. So why I put them there where they are is because, I don't know if it's vole holes or what, but they've been chewing up my yard. So I just planted them there. We'll see what happens. So this morning, we're going to sit here in the kitchen for a little bit, by some of my plants and what have you. Close the blinds a bit because the sun's coming in on the east side of the house quite a bit. So I've been eating a lot of meat lately, trying to reduce the inflammation that I have with my fibromyalgia and hopefully helping my IBS as well. I've been doing it off and on for about 3 years. Sometimes it's a little, menu-wise a little boring, but I'm finding that the chuck roast, if I get a chuck roast or when I get a chuck roast, I've been putting them in my air fryer. I have done it in the oven as well. Low and slow seems to be what's working out very well. And then it's almost like, and then I let it cool off. I might try it when it's still hot or warm, after it's rested for like 10 minutes. But I'm finding that I like it cold. Like, you would have a roast beef, lunch meat or whatever it is. That seems to work out better for me in my digestion as opposed to, just eating it hot off the press kind of thing. I'm not totally carnivore. I do eat blueberries and cherries. I get them frozen because as one person, it doesn't go very well. They tend to overripen very quickly, and then they're no good for me to eat. So, but yeah, I've tried different things. Chicken thighs. I like chicken thighs. I like chicken, period, but my stomach doesn't. I've tried ribeyes, pork steaks. I do get bacon, and I'll have that every now and then. I've also found beef bacon at Sam's, which is pretty good. I've tried all kinds of just different things. I very seldom eat any bread. No rice, no pasta, none of that stuff. Even the gluten-free stuff doesn't agree with me anymore. Now, the only dairy I have is half and half for my coffee, and I do drink decaf. I can't have regular coffee anymore, though I do have it in my house should I have any guests, which right now I don't. Which is fine, it's fine. I do have eggs, and I've also been doing, instead of hard-boiled eggs, hard air fryer eggs. I've been doing them in the air fryer at 300 for 10 minutes. They're great. It's great. You don't get that grayish color around the yolk or anything like that. Some of them, are a little softer than others, but I don't mind. What I'll do is I'll let them cool off naturally, just let them cool off for a half hour or so, and then I'll put them in cold water to peel them, and that seems to help quite a bit. Don't leave the eggshell on any longer than I need to, because then I seem to have more of an issue with it. Cheese-wise, I get hard cheese, a Dubliner, something like that. It's from Kerrygold. I get that at Costco. I'll be doing a Costco haul soon. We have Sam's here, and I'll go to Sam's every now and then, but I'm finding that I do prefer Costco. Let's see what else. I don't know. Let me think about it for a minute. I'm going to go check on something. So there really haven't been a lot of updates around here in the house. I have been filling in, like, you know, some holes and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not painting yet. So as you can see, they've got stuff that they left. Of course, I've done this. I filled in the holes, and I've done some with sandpaper block. Got some of that. Hi. Hi. So, yeah, I'm no pro, that's for darn sure. These are in here, and they already painted the screws in, so I can't really do anything about that. Let's take a walk down the hallway. All dark in here. I'm still not sleeping in here yet. So here they had a lot of the, whatever they are, and I filled them in as best I could. Same with some of those. And then around the corner here, I've filled in, they took the toilet paper holder out, I don't know. They didn't fill anything in. I took the shelves out of here because they weren't in very good shape, but hey, that's where we're at. So let's go back by our chuck roast and see how we're doing there. As you can see, our chuck roast is looking good. She's only been in there for a little bit, so we'll come back and check on it. So like I said, I'm not like totally carnivore, but that's kind of the route I'm going. I've done it off and on a few times. I think it takes time to figure it out. I've done it for a while, for a couple months, and done really well, and then tried to integrate other things into my diet and have found that I do okay for a day or two and then I'm sick. And I don't really notice that I'm not feeling as well as I should. I'll be in a lot of pain, especially in my knees. Yeah, my knees especially. And I'll notice that my gut, my abdomen area gets bloated and that. So once I get rid of all those things and go back to basically going carnivore, it takes another week or two for me to get back on track. I feel pretty good physically. My knees aren't bothering me. I'm not hurting or anything like that. Let's see, dairy-wise, it's half and half. I've tried incorporating heavy whipping cream, but that generally, it doesn't go very well. Oh, butter. I do have butter in the house, but what I will do with the butter is I'll make ghee, and I'll make enough to last me for quite a while. So it's ghee, hard cheese, and half, eggs, and a lot of meat. I'll show you my freezer. So here in my freezer, you'll see I've got burger, I've got roasts. There is, let's see, what do I got here? Sirloin tip, and these here are ribeyes. Here's the beef bacon that I'll get once in a while. Yeah. Cherries, berries, and oh yes, I will get cranberries in the fall and at Costco, and I'll use them to make like a cherry berry sauce, which I do have a recipe for. But you'll see I have bacon, I have some pork steaks, the last of my chicken thighs. Well, yeah. And then of course my refrigerator's kind of empty. Here's some burger, here's some chuck roast left over, some hard-boiled eggs, my cherry berry sauce. I do drink coconut water. Here's my ghee, and my cheese. This is bacon fat, which I keep, and I will use it sometimes on my roasts. So yeah. So I don't know what everybody else's adventure is with their diet, but I had to get rid of the sugar. I haven't had white sugar in my house for years. And I actually have no sugar in the house right now. I have real maple syrup, I have honey, and I use those sparingly. Sparingly. Like with the cherry berry sauce, I'll put some maple syrup in there. Yeah, I don't really eat any vegetables. I miss having peas and corn and asparagus, but those are things that I don't want to buy at the store because they're just not that tasty. It's just like once you get rid of the sugar, you know, and all the white stuff, the rice, the pasta, I love bread. I would love to have some toast, but we don't. I like dates, but I have no willpower where those things are concerned, so I don't buy them anymore because I will eat them till I'm sick. Yeah, I'll eat them till I'm sick, so I don't eat them anymore. So the adventure with the meat continues. Not exactly, you know, full-on carnivore or lion diet, or don't do keto or paleo or whatever. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just doing it. I just know that I feel better, and it's all just an experiment. They say that, you know, practicing medicine, I'm not letting anybody practice their medicine on me anymore. Yeah, and I'm okay with it. So let's go check on our roast. So our roast is looking good. I didn't take it out to turn it over yet. It's not time. This is warm water with Redmond's pink salt, and I generally put in lemon juice with it, fresh squeezed lemon juice, but I don't have any lemons. And sometimes I'll put in some of the coconut water, but I do this every morning. For years I just did it, just, you know, hot water. So, and I do have a kettle that heats the water, and yeah, this works out real good. So I know you're here for the roast, and I have idle chit chat going on. It's okay, I don't mind. Hope you don't mind. If you do, well, you can check out, or you can check in. So anywho, yeah, I'm stumbling, sorry. I don't edit, I don't have an editing app. I've looked on YouTube about all the editing and editing apps and applying music, but all I have is my phone, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Hang in there, I gotta go check it. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear me over the air fryer cooking, but however, here's a cute little hard air fryer egg. We're gonna cut into it and you guys can see how she looks. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not prepared. So anyway, here we go. Can you see? You don't have all that gray lining around it. So while I'm waiting for my roast to cook, I'm going to have some leg here. Cheers. So while, excuse me. So while we're waiting for the chuck roast in the air fryer for the halftime, I thought I'd bring you into the she shed, garage, whatever it is you want to call it. It was never a garage. It was a daycare center. Long ago and far away. So I've done some patching. So hang on a second, I'll show you. So I've done some patchwork in here. Some of these screws I cannot get out, no matter what I do. So, but I haven't decided on whether I probably am going to paint this wall, and let's see here. There we go. Take down the trim. But I really don't know how much painting I'm going to do in here. After all, it's more like my garden center shop kind of thing. So, but I tell you what is really not much fun is ants have taken over my garage. They're pretty bad. I have ant bait everywhere because they have literally just taken over the garage. Yep. This is nothing in comparison. I mean, they were just lined up all through here, all the way around. I mean, literally all the way around. They were everywhere. It was really kind of creepy. And I have noticed that they're starting to show up back in my house again. So I have to get more ant bait in there. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've done a lot of patchwork, ouch, ooh, in the bathroom. And so you can't see all the big holes. And I don't know if I'm going to paint in here or not. I really don't know. I thought about it. Still have some patchwork to do up there. But yeah. It's pretty humid in here. I have left the windows and the curtains closed before. Oops, sorry. I have left the windows and the curtains closed before because it does get kind of cool in here. But I have also noticed that the humidity level is so high in here that the floor is wet. And that my poor ego there underneath, even though I clean it out every time I use it, grass clippings were left were becoming moldy. So I've been opening the windows now, and yeah. So out here I do have some watermelon plants here too. My lupine is getting really big. I had no idea what that was when I first got here because there was nothing there. I thought at first it was asparagus, but nope. So there's watermelon, watermelon. I'm sure I've started everything too late, but you know, we'll see what we get. Well, she's ready to be turned. I'm going to use 2 of them. So as you can see, she's cooking nicely, low and slow. She's still probably raw. So she's not rare, but she's raw. Yeah, you can tell. So I'm going to salt this a little more on this side. Like I said, you need more salt than you think you do. And then we're going to put her back in. Oh. She's floppy. So she's going to go back in for another 4 to 5 minutes. So the timer's up on our chuck roast, so let's see what we got. See if I can get it out here. Ooh, our delicious chuck roast. So this is a chuck roast I put in at 175 for 90 minutes and turned it during the halftime. We're going to let her rest for about 10 minutes and check her out. So she hasn't fully rested for the 10 minutes yet, but she looks delicious. Delicious. Let's give her a few more minutes and cut into it. So our rest period is up, so we're going to get into it. I'm going to cut. Ooh, I guess I don't need to. It's going to come in apart. It looks like it might be a little rare in some places, which is fine. I'm not bothered by that. It's not raw. So let's just take a look at this juicy little piece. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's cutting real nice. Oh yeah, this is perfect, you guys. Absolutely perfect. Look at that. Whoop, sorry. Look at that, it's perfect. Oh yeah. So this roast, this chuck roast, was salted, let it dry brine overnight. Oh man. And I put it in my GOURMIA air fryer at 175 for 90 minutes. Now, if you wanted it to be cooked more, you could probably put it in, you know, for 2 hours or something. But I'm not going to. I like it just the way it is. So I'm going to snack on some of this. And then, yeah, this is delicious. I don't know how many pounds it is because I got 2 of them in a package together. But yeah, that's a pretty tasty looking roast, isn't it? So forgive me while I'm chewing my food here. So low and slow is definitely the way to go. I recommend it. Like I said, and I'll put it down in the description that I had it at 175 for 90 minutes. And I did have it on the rack it was on that's in there. So yeah, it's absolutely delicious. Ridiculously delicious. I think that's been part of the problem with not continuing with the carnivore, because you need to experiment to figure out what you like and what you want and how you want to cook it. So this is probably the best ever that I've ever had. And low and slow. It's all about low and slow. So it's insane. I don't mean to be rude, but it's not chewy. It's perfect. Well, thank you all for hanging out, listening to my little chit chat while I roast. Oh, that's right. It was on the roast setting. I imagine the other ones would work too. I don't know. But thank you for hanging out. And we'll see you all again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.